So how's that planner working out for you? It is not January. Maybe you've been in a planner for a week or a month and you're deciding it's time to look for something different. Somebody's talking about a cheap notebook. I got 4 reasons why that might be a better alternative than a planner for you. Hi, I'm Missy. I talk about planning, productivity, goal setting, time management, all those things like life organization, management, enhancement. If that's things that you're interested in, or maybe they're all new to you, love to see you around here and we will help each other try to get more of the right stuff done. Problem with planners number one, they are expensive. Maybe you've spent 20, 40, $60 on a planner and it's bad enough that when you buy it once, it's too much, but then when it doesn't work out, it's really bad. And even if you've been using it, even when you skip parts of it, you have those blank pages making you feel guilty. I am partial to a letter-sized spiral notebook. I'm going to keep saying cheap notebook, but there's various kinds. But that's what's worked for me for years. I go away from it, I come back to it. I go away from it, I come back to it. And I don't think I'm ever going to leave it again. When I say a letter-sized notebook, if you're outside the US, that would be A4 when you're lucky enough to have that infinitely better system of paper. If you're just looking for a cheap notebook and you're not that picky, maybe a composition notebook. Maybe you don't like spirals. That's another option. So all these things I'm going to talk about, it doesn't have to be what works for me. I just want you thinking about alternatives that are not going to break the bank. When you don't spend as much, you feel so much freer to use however much space you need. When you have a cheap notebook, it doesn't have dates, so you can skip it and it's not going to make you feel bad when you come back to it. Throughout this, I'm going to say week, talking about a weekly planner, but if you use a daily planner, just insert daily when you hear me say week. Problem with planners number two, they are restrictive. Every week is not the same. So some weeks you might find that the planner is just perfect, but then other time there's not enough room and you're having to figure out what to do with all the extra stuff. And sometimes even 1 week worth of pages is overkill. When you decide what planner to purchase, maybe you just grab one and you don't think about it a lot. But if you're on this channel, you probably do. And so you see it's nice and sleek and pretty and you think it's going to work just fine. But then you realize that the stuff that's on the side isn't going to work for you and you're going to cross out the title or maybe you're going to put a sticker there. And that just brings up a whole nother can of worms with the lumps and the bumps with stickers. And with a cheap notebook, each time you make it, you just make it what you want. Problem with planners number three. Planners are addictive. Maybe this is familiar to you. You buy a planner, you use it for a little bit, it's not working out. So then you look around and then you buy another one. This time you try rings or discs. And so there's a whole new set of things to learn about and purchase and extra dividers and supplies. And it's just a never ending cycle. Now, you could, of course, go crazy with a cheap notebook too, but there's something about it being the same kind of notebook you used in school. It's just a little more restrictive. I'm not as tempted to go crazy. Now, I do some things that are not just writing things down. I'll show you that in another video, but it doesn't have the same aesthetic pull as a pretty planner. Plus, if you buy a cheap planner and it doesn't work out, you rip out a few pages and then you give it to your kid or you give it to someone else's kid or you use it for scratch paper. It's a blank book. It doesn't have dates to make it irrelevant if it doesn't work out for this particular instance. Problem number four with a planner is maybe you don't need a planner at all. Some of us, we just get a planner because that's what you do. But when you think about it, so many people, our digital calendar is really our calendar. So we don't necessarily need a calendar for pre-planning. So it doesn't have to be printed. You just need something to use each week. If you're a hairdresser and you need to schedule appointments for the next 6 weeks or whatever, yeah, you need an appointment book. But most people, they don't need to do that in a planner. They plan each week as it goes. If you do need to pre-plan, I've got some ideas how you could do that in the same setup. But just think about, do you really need all of that printed for you? Let me know in the comments, what parts of a planner do you think you really couldn't do without? Or what, if you're going to use a cheap notebook, what do you think you're going to have to recreate from your planner? And how are you going to be able to do it better? I'll be talking a lot more about cheap notebooks as planners or alongside planners. Maybe you're even thinking this sounds a little like a bullet journal. Yeah, some of the things are bullet journalish. Come back and hear more how we can learn to get more of the right things done together. And thanks for being here. There's another video over here that you might like if you like the ones that we're doing today. Take care.